Hey guys, so you should have already looked over this and gone through and wrote down on a piece of notebook paper what operation. So you don't even have to solve them, but if you want extra practice, you can solve them. But this is just a little activity that will help you choose what operation you're going to use on the EOG. So I'm going to go ahead and go through this. So when you see equally shared, shared equally, divided equally, split equally, we are dividing things up. So you need to think about what's being shared divided by who or what is sharing it. And if you just have two whole numbers, like 5 and 3, let's say we have 3 candy bars and 8 people are sharing it, it would be 3 over 8. What's being shared over who or what is sharing it. How much further did Bella run than Jackson? So when we see how much further, we're trying to find the difference than that Bella ran than Jackson. So we are going to subtract. So this one would be subtract. This one was divide. Charlie had half of a pie and split it with 4 people. How much pie did each person get? So he had half a pie and he's dividing it with 4 people. So we would do 1/2 divided by 4. Elias bought 3 pairs of shoes at the store. His total was $100.34. The first pair of shoes cost $30.60, and the second pair cost $21.43. How much was the third pair? So to find this one's a two-step problem. So we know our total. So our first step is to add up the first pair and the second pair. So $30.60 plus $21.43. Get that cost and subtract it from $100.34 to find our third pair of shoes. So that would be adding and then subtracting. Finding the area would be length times width, so that's multiplication. And let me go back to this. If they are having you find the area of a square and you only have one of the sides, let's say you have 3/4 inch is one of the sides and you don't have anything else, you need to think that a square is the same all the way around. So it would be 3/4 times 3/4. Finding 1/2 of 1/3. So these are tricky. A lot of you want to subtract or divide. But when you're trying to find a fraction of a fraction, you'll most likely see this word of. So you are going to multiply 1/2 times 1/3. If you're trying to find a fraction of a whole number, so let's say 1/2 of 20, you would do 20 times 1/2, which would give you 10. Ellie Snapchats 32 pictures to her friends each day. How many Snapchats does she send in 329 days? Well, if she's sending this many pictures every single day for this many days, you're going to multiply to find the total amount of Snapchats she has sent in 329 days. Also, sorry, I keep going back, but if this is multiple choice and all of your answer choices are larger than 329, you know you're going to multiply. Because if I divide 329 by 32, I'm going to get a number smaller than this. So if all your answer choices are bigger than this number, that also tells you you're going to multiply. Divided equally, that's what's being shared, divided by who, what, how many days, how many buckets, how many people are sharing. River buys a new Beyblade arena for $12.34. He gives the cashier a $20 bill. What change does he get back? So imagine you go up to the register and you're paying for something that's $12.34. You give them $20, they're going to give you the change, which is the difference between $20 and $12.34. So the difference is going to be subtract. Caitlin's height at 3 years old was 40 inches. Her height at 8 years old was 52 inches. How much did she grow? So what's the difference between between when she was 3 years old and when she was 8 years old? So you're going to subtract to find the difference or how much she grew. Split equally, that's just like equally shared. Divided equally, that would be divide. Finding volume, length times width times height. Finding the volume of two figures that are connected. You need to find the volume of one of them, get that volume, length times width times height. Find the volume of the other one, length times width times height, and then add those volumes together. Do not multiply every number that you see. You need to find the volume of each and then add them together. So Parker caught 5 fish and used 3 worms to catch the fish. He gave 3 fish to his family. How much did the worms cost? This is a trick question. This lets me know if you are paying attention or not. You cannot find out how much the worms cost because that's impossible. So don't just try to solve it or try to guess. This is just a trick one just to see if you're paying attention. Combined would be add. Amy needs 1/2 of milk for 1 cake. How much milk will she need for 7 cakes? So we need to take that 1/2 of milk and multiply it by 7 to figure out how much milk we need in all. So when you are multiplying recipes, you need to multiply. Finding the difference would be subtract. On Netflix, 1/5 of the movies are action movies. Of the action movies, 1/8 have fast cars in them. How many movies are action movies with fast cars? So we are trying to find how many action movies, which we have 1/5 action movies, have fast cars. So we are trying to find 1/8 of 1/5. So we are going to multiply. We're trying to find a fraction of a fraction. Multiplication. A farmer has 8 gallons of water. He needs to water 3 trees. How much water will each tree get? So you don't really see any keywords in here or key phrases, but you have a situation here. So you have 8 gallons of water and you are giving each tree the same amount of water. So you're separating that water between 3 trees. You're splitting it equally. So you need to think what's being shared, 8 gallons of water, over how many things are sharing it? 3 trees. So it'd be 8 over 3. And then you would change that into a mixed number. So that would be divide. A store has 432 basketballs. They want to put 8 basketballs into each box. What is the minimum number of boxes they will need? So we are separating these basketballs into boxes. So it's important to know that when we divide, that's our operation, 432 divided by 8. If we get a remainder, this word right here, minimum number, when you see that, it's going to be bolded and maybe italicized like this right here. That means you're interpreting the remainder. So let's say I get a remainder of 3. So I do 432 divided by 8, and that's not what you'll get. But if you got a remainder of 3, that means you have 3 basketballs left over. You need another box for those basketballs. So you need to round your answer up 1 so you have another box. You don't want to leave the basketballs hanging. So you need to round up when you see what is the minimum number of boxes they will need, and you get a remainder. A cupcake shop has 2/3 vanilla cupcakes. Of the vanilla cupcakes, 1/2 have pink icing. How many cupcakes in the store are vanilla and have pink icing? So we know 2/3 are vanilla, and of those 2/3, 1/2 have pink icing. So we're trying to find 1/2 of 2/3. Fraction of a fraction, we are going to multiply. A box of 10 pencils costs $3.27. The store is offering a discount of 25 cents off. After the discount, how much will each pencil cost? This is a 2-step problem. My first step is to find out how much the box of pencils cost after the discount. So I need to do 3.27 minus 25 cents. That's going to give me $3.02. After I get that, so first I subtract it because it's a discount. I need to find out how much each pencil will cost. Don't just put 302 as your answer because I'm sure that's going to be an answer choice. You need to divide your discounted price by 10 to find out how much each costs. So make sure you're reading those word problems all the way through and make sure you're asking yourself, is this a 2-step problem? Do I need to do anything else? So that was subtract and then divide. A tree cutter cuts 48 trees every 24 hours. How many trees does she cut in 60 minutes? So every 24 hours, she is cutting 48 trees. So we need to see how many that she's cutting in 60 minutes. Don't get confused. Just because this is 60 minutes, that's equal to an hour. So basically, how many trees does she cut in 1 hour? So we need to take our 48 trees and divide it by 24 hours to get how many trees she cuts every hour. So 48 divided by 24 would be 2. So she cuts 2 trees every hour. So divide. Leah ran 5.34 miles on Thursday and Friday, so that's my total. She ran 2.45 miles on Thursday. How many miles did she run on Friday? So we know how much she ran Thursday and Friday. and just Thursday alone. So all you need to do is subtract this from the total to find out how much you ran on Friday. So that would be subtraction. Haley draws 7 pictures every hour. How many pictures can she draw in 127 hours if she drew 7 pictures every hour? So I need to multiply because I'm trying to find the total amount of pictures she drew in 127 hours if every hour she was drawing 7. So multiply. Charlotte bought a new volleyball and a pair of sandals for $27.48. The volleyball cost $8.32. How much how much did the sandals cost? So we would take the total for the volleyball and sandals, subtract it from the cost of the volleyball to get the price of the sandals. And that is all. So just make sure you're going through this and looking at these situations. I think we have the the steps down for like multiplying, dividing, adding, and subtracting, fractions, decimals, and whole numbers. I think we can do that, but I want you guys to focus on identifying what you're going to do. Are you going to add? Are you going to subtract? Are you going to multiply or divide? That's the most important. You guys can solve it, but you got to figure out what you're going to do to solve it, if that makes sense. All right. Thank you, guys. Please study. Make sure you're studying your vocab on Quizlet, and you can play Quizlet live. You can do the games, the matching games. That is all of our vocabulary for this year. If you know the vocabulary for science, you are going to do great on the Science EOG. So, good luck this week. I know you guys can do it. You guys have worked so hard all year long, and I'm super proud of you guys. So, just show us what you know, and that's all you can do. All right, guys. Thank you. Bye.